Well, somebody asked the Girls Gone Bible why they're single. Now, why would anybody ever ask that? I mean, look at these girls. I mean, these broads are tens. I mean, they're some of the hottest women I think I've ever seen, really, for sure. And I mean, why would somebody go, why would they even talk about this on their show? Because they know there's a bunch of guys watching that would just die for the chance to go out with them, to have a chance with them, to marry them and be with them forever, blah blah blah. And so this girl, I don't even know their names, but one of the one of them, they're both blonde, I guess. The one blonde was talking to the other blonde, and she's saying why she's single, and here's what it is. It's one thing, the one thing she needs. Here we go.
You know what it is? My number one thing. Somebody asked, do you guys know why you're single? And I'll speak for myself. I know exactly why I'm single because I've never dated a guy that God would have approved for me. Not to say
I've never dated a guy that God would have approved for me, huh? Well, maybe you should stop dating guys who are really suave looking players then. If you can't find a guy that God would approve. I can think of 5 guys right off the top of my head that I am 100% sure God would approve for you, and yet you probably would not approve of them, you silly bimbo. Let's go.
let me clarify and say that I've actually only dated great men, good people to their core, but never somebody who's further along in their faith than I am.
Yeah.
Oh, she's never dated somebody further along in her faith than she is. Now, the last time I was looking up some info on these girls, and again, I mean, these girls, I think this is some kind of psyop for these girls gone Bible, these Christian girls. Because, and I'm sure they're nice people, but as far as the last time I checked, they've only been Christians like a year or something. So you mean tell me that you've been a Christian for a year and you've never met a guy who's farther along in his faith than you are? Boy, I could ship you out at least 5 guys that would be, I am 100% sure they'd be farther along in their faith after you've been a Christian for a year than they have. But I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want these guys because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't meet your standard because you're a 10 and there are no 11s. Let's go on.
And I know without a shadow of a doubt that the person God has for me is like so far along in their faith than I am. And I have such a desire, like a yearning to be led spiritually. I just want to sit and look up at a man talking to me about theology. And I will be so happy. You know what I mean?
All right. So this is getting towards the end of this little clip here. She just wants to sit at the foot of a man that's talking theology, and she would be so happy. Okay, listen now here's what some guys look like who can really talk theology. These dudes here, see the white beards, they're going bald or they got a little hair left or whatever, or maybe even a huge beard. These are the kind of guys that can talk some theology. Do you think a guy like this would get a crack at the Girls Gone Bible? No, they would not. If you think they would, if you believe what these girls are saying, you are a dummy. If you are a young man who's about her age who would be wanting to date her as a potential spouse, okay, if you're of that age, this is a psyop so that you go, oh, I am that guy. Maybe I'd have a shot someday at she would look up at me as she just admired me so much as I pontificate on soteriology and eschatology and whatever else, whatever other theological topics. Get out of my face with this complete and utter nonsense. If you believe this as a younger man, you are a dummy. You are a true dummy. If you believe a word this girl is saying. Let me finish up the clip.
And so there's always been, unfortunately, not in like an insulting way, but there's a level of respect that I'll have for the person that I'm with when that's the case. And I've never experienced that. You know what?
Oh, yes. Then when I meet somebody farther along in my faith that I can just look up to and be so happy, then I'll finally respect them. Said no woman ever. Okay. Especially not a woman who looks like this girl here. I anyway, just to put a warning out to the guys out there. I mean, come on. Like if you are watching this, I'm sure these are nice women and whatever, but I think they're almost 30. And if you're watching this thinking that you're going to be the guy that can really talk theology and be their man, you are a dummy. I mean, come on. Here's what you should do. If you're watching these women and you think, oh man, they're so wonderful, I could get a shot at them, blah, 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 I could be their husband. No, here's what you need to do. You need to go down to your church, find you a good woman, probably, one that looks kind of plain. If you on a scale of 1 to 10, if you're a 6, get a 5. If you're an 8, get a 7, get a 6, maybe something like that, and be good to her. I think you'd be a lot happier than trying to go after the girls gone Bible. Just realize this is just nonsense. These women are. I mean, come on. You got to realize it, and that's why I'm putting it out. This is just a warning about these girls. Give me a break. We got to get it corrected, though. Come on. I mean, we got to real. I don't. Maybe this is just a complete and utter psyop. But I mean, hopefully they're genuine. I don't know, but this will be the second video I made because we got to get this corrected. I mean, come on. I hope people can see men. I hope men can see through this. Even with that, Christ is winning. He is building his church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Until next time, this is the Post Millennial Man.